Good morning everyone and welcome to Sailing Yabá, where myself together with MP, Nico, Luig, Orlando and a bunch of amazing shipwrights and an amazing team have brought this boat back to life. We are in the last stretch to get this boat in the water very soon, and as a lot of you might know already, is we are filming and posting every single day to show you exactly what happens in a day at the yard. Inside the boat we've got a bunch of stainless steel ready to be installed onto the boat and taking up a lot of space, and I've prepped a lot of the areas already with epoxy resin yesterday, and that's all cured, so now I can actually grab all that stainless steel in the boat, including chain plates, cleats, supports, anchors, whatever, and we're just going to start installing them onto the boat. I definitely feel like we're moving into a new chapter now where we're going to leave those through hulls behind, which have been very important, and move over on deck and add some really cool stuff onto the boat. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, you know the drill, and have fun. I thought I had everything to start, but I was just missing my overboard, what do you call it, outboard toolbox, my hug bucket. Thanks Jeff, if you're watching. I just use it to keep all the tools I'm going to use today or during one project. I put everything in here, and I usually just have a rope on here to turn it into a put, which is what you call it in Dutch. A bucket with a rope. That's used to like collecting water from a boat or whatever. But yeah, keep everything together in one place. It's super rugged, and I could just hang it off the scaffolding or something and then not have to come back onto the boat. They got beautifully polished, which does mean that the numbers have been taken off, so I'm just trying to figure out which one goes where. They're quite tight, I have to say, as I've put some epoxy resin in. I didn't think it would change that much. I'm just going to go to the other side now before I get these in completely to make sure they are these ones, and the ones on the other side are also correct. And then I'll start drilling, maybe push it down a bit, get all the Sikaflex inside, and then put it up. Can I just say the 4 chain plates are in place and just call it a day? This rain is really driving me insane. Chain plates are in place though. All I need to do is drill them, screw them, put some sealant under it, fasten them to the masts. Almost there. The rain has stopped. Took about 30 minutes, but now I'm just going to measure how high they have to stick up on top so they're all even. I can already start drilling 1, 2, 3 holes. 1, 2, yeah, 3 holes, and then we should be good. Don't know if I'll be able to put the Sikaflex in today or not, but either way, we'll have 4 chain plates hopefully fastened. I'm very happy with how these look. They're all the same now, all 4 of them. Now all I'm going to do is drill the holes for the lug screws. They're so tight, I almost think they don't need lug screws because of that epoxy resin I put in. A little bit of drilling now, doesn't matter if it's a bit wet, and then we'll see what happens after. Before actually countersinking, or not even countersinking, making the bigger hole for the nut and the ratchets fit in, I always do a test just to make sure I don't make the wrong hole. So this one I already have is too small, so I'm going to go up one size. Too big. Too small. If I could figure out what we use to drill this hole, that would be ideal because that is exactly the size I need to fit the ratchet in. So I'm going to go and have a look. It's probably going to be a mega drill bit, but at least it'll leave me with a nice clean hole that I don't need to plug something too big, you know what I mean? So let's go and find it. I found one drill bit that was bigger than the small one and smaller than the big one. So let's find out if we can stop our search and actually start working. There we go, we found it. For the next 4 holes, I'm gonna have to drill through the stainless wood first, then the stainless, then a bit more wood, and then do the countersinking. We've drilled through stainless before, it just takes a while, but here's what it is, so let's go. I've drilled enough for the screws to go through. However, this in Portuguese, remember, is the escariador, the escariator. And this has to be able to go through as well, enable for me to be able to make that countersinking. Which means I have to go through with one more drill bit, which is the biggest. But the hardest ones are the first small ones, and then it gets easier and easier. And look at those cute boats.
In case you're wondering about our timeline, the thing is like this. Now that I saw these cute boats arriving, I was like, oh, they're so cute. And then suddenly I was like, oh, that's not good news. On the 1st of February starts the no shrimp fishing season. So all the shrimp boats are not allowed to go out catching shrimp because it's a phase that they have to let the shrimp grow. And then that's why they choose this month to be lifted. What is the deal here? We are trying to go to the water before they start lifting all the shrimp boats, because otherwise that might mean that we can only go later, mid-March or something like that. We know there's a lot missing still before we can go to the water, so we were talking to the owner. These 2 that just arrived are not being lifted here, so we still have the chance of going, but maybe soon other boats will start coming, and then if they're ready or not, we'll see. If they're ready, we'll go to the water before they're lifted. If not, maybe they can lift one, and then maybe before lifting the second we can go to the water or something like that. We're gonna try to see what we can do here, also because maneuvering all these cribs here in the yard is not extremely easy, so that's why it's ideal if the shipyard is empty, and that's what we are trying to do. We're trying to go to the water when the shipyard is empty. Will we be able to? We don't know.
I don't think so, because every time I do a simple job, that happens.
We cannot promise we'll make it, but we can guarantee that we are giving our best. Yeah?
Yeah. Okay, challenge. Can I fix this?
By welding?
Yeah, I'll try, and if it doesn't, I'm just going to get a new one, but I just don't...
And the thing is, these things happen always when it's lunch break and we have to wait for the shops to open, so we waste another hour.
Anyway, that's why I'm going to do this now.
Okay. Hi.
Norsul 10 is the name if you want to look us up. NORSUL 10. I always wonder what's in these things. They look funny. This one in particular looks like it's got a bucket welded to the front of a tugboat. You'll see when it goes past.
Anyway, I think I managed to send the message I wanted about our timeline, and all I have to say left is wish us luck.
Look how beautiful this weld became. Just make sure you take your time, you get the right penetration, and it'll look nice like this. No, just kidding. I tried to straighten up the other one and just snapped again, so that was quite a joke. Either way, I'm not going to let this one snap. You guys, if you want to do this, remove it, put it on a drill press, use some lubricating oil and so on. I am not going to remove it, nor do I have a drill press, but I am going to start using some lubricating oil. The main issue why it snapped is the increment from the previous drill bit to this is too small, so it hugs it. And when it hugs it, it squeezes the front bit together, and then the drill puts torque on it and it snaps. So I should have done the previous drill bit a lot smaller, or just skip the previous drill bit, and then this wouldn't be good. This would have been good, but I'll do it better on the other side. Now just a lot of cleaning, and then the top ones shouldn't be that difficult. These are like the really messy ones. we have the first 2 chain plates fastened onto the boat, which is super cool. It's so difficult to make Sikaflex look nice, but thick enough. So if you can see, we've done the best we can to make it look nice over here. If any water does get in, it can always escape through here. Before moving on to the next one, I'm just going to put these 4 plugs in here, just to call this a complete wrap. They are super fastened. The lug screws come up to like more than half, well, between here and there, they're more than halfway. 3 of them, 1, 2, and 3. Anyway, let's go make those plugs. These plugs aren't necessarily going to fill the grain, because I don't know if you've seen the rest of the boat. We haven't done it from the beginning, and we're not going to do it now. So I'm just going to grind it, sand it round, glue it, hammer it in, saw it off. Okay, it's raining again. What a surprise. Either way, 1 plug for another time. I'm gonna go in, get all these tools in because it's no good. Hey! I tried to get plugs in, but it didn't work. Anyway, this is all in place now. It cured quite fast. I'm quite happy. But I'm gonna call this a wrap, and I think you can see why. See you guys tomorrow, where I install these if it's not weather like today. I hate the rain. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And all of you supporters out there, you are epic. See you tomorrow.